Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth. Welcome to my book reviews. They are posted both to YouTube, where should be coming from, and our website. It's actually just my website, shockinglyme.com. Hopefully, I've done this all technically correct, and that is facing the right way. We shall see in the post-production world how that goes. So, welcome. I have a couple of fun facts and a couple of fun things to discuss. First off, the book we are discussing today is The Dirt on Ninth Grave by Darynda Jones. And Miss Darynda, I do apologize terribly if I said your name wrong. In fact, this is take 3. On take 1, I messed it up beyond recognition. Take 2, I just stuttered my way into a deep, deep hole of we're not growing out of this. And here we are for take 3, where hopefully we're off to a much better start, though it is highly debatable at this point. But again, we are talking about The Dirt on Ninth Grave by Darynda Jones. Couple of things, potential spoiler alerts, since this is the 9th book in this series, and I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. So there's your spoiler alert. If you have not read books 1 through 8, I suggest you hold up and go back and do so. Otherwise, we are going to try something which I hope turns out really, really cool. I have made a video of cake mix brownies to go with this. I wanted to make something coffee related. Both the cover of the book has coffee cups and the main character is caffeine obsessed. But I couldn't quite find the right thing. Plus, I really wanted brownies, and I could have thrown some espresso in there. I've made espresso brownies before, but I wanted to make it easy peasy. So I took 2 different recipes and I combined them. So I'm going to start that background while we discuss the book. I'll make sure to post the proper credit and the links to the recipes I used in the description below, as well as where you can find the entire series, or at least learn more of the entire series from Darynda Jones. So let's try. Yes, I'm holding my breath while we do this because I don't know how it's going to work out. Oh, my computer froze. It's unfrozen. We're in the chips, kids. So maybe we're not in the chips. Ha! We are. Keep everyone's fingers and toes crossed. So let me discuss the book while everyone can watch my really high-tech hold my phone and bake brownies at the same time. So Darynda Jones, she is a New York Times and USA Today bestseller. She lives in New Mexico with her family. Her website is daryndajones.com. This book, Dirt on the Ninth Grave, is the 9th book in the series. This one is from, there we go, 2016. The last I checked, there are 13 books in this series, and I believe the last one was published in 2019. So I believe it was 2019. The main character is Charley Davidson. She is coffee obsessed, as I mentioned, and she is funny. I think she's funny. Her internal thoughts, but also her commentary are fantastic, and you really get a sense that like this character could be a real person. Both the book overall and specifically Charley have a lot of humor and a lot of steam. Like if you are a coffee obsessed, quirky, really into some nitty gritty, like I can't think of a better word than kinky, but I feel like kinky is not a great descriptive word. It's kind of just like people use it for anything. But it has everything. I'm gonna call it a little bit of smuttiness just because I actually happen to love the word smut. I think it's a great word. I don't know why. I don't know what that says about me as a person, but here we are, America. So yes, this book is both steamy from coffee and also that kind of steamy, but it was really cool. Again, because you get character development, you also get, you know, humor, and it's actually a really interesting thing. There are a couple of things I wanted to discuss about this, but specifically, if you just want to give this book a try, I'm going to slow my roll and read you what the description of the book is in a second. But this book is out of my wheelhouse, not necessarily because of like the steamy, moments. I've read books like that before. Actually, I was looking for one to review again because I wanted a reason to like make a baking video or some type of fun video we could do, and I can't find my copy of it. I'm pretty sure it's called, that's an aggressive milk bottle, I'm sorry everyone. It was called Vanilla, and it was fantastic, and it had like no mystery, just like a woman coming to terms with her life and also being into like some real kinky stuff, and it was cool. It was a great book. Anywho, I digress. So this book was out of my wheelhouse because it really deals with, I'm going to call it sci-fi, and I feel like that's not the right categorization. So we're going to check the book. Oh, fantasy. It's considered fantasy and paranormal, which actually really makes sense. So this is a fantasy paranormal book, and I was into it, which again, it's not a genre that I usually play a lot in, but it was cool. I liked it. I was actually intrigued enough that I went back to the library and got the first book. Actually, shout out to my mom. My mom picked it up from the library for me. So go, Mom, you're the best. Yes, my mom is awesome, and she picked up the first book. So what's really cool, and then I promise I'm going to read the synopsis and stay focused, is that the character has amnesia. So again, probably should have said it before I said it, but spoiler alert, the character does have amnesia. And so Charley in this book doesn't know who she is, doesn't know what's happened to her in the past, and is figuring all of it out. So if you haven't read them before, the books before this, it gives you a chance to kind of play catch up. I also just realized that I never flipped to the next screen after the aggressive milk bottle, so I apologize. So yes, we're back to the 2% milk that I drink regularly. Once you measure it out, you put it in the mixture. Anywho, I digress. It's a terrible video. I should probably reconsider posting this, but I think I'm just going to go for the gumption and do it anyway. So focusing again, this, because she has amnesia, it gives you a chance to like actually catch up and understand a bit about her, or at least like you don't feel like you're missing out on too much. There are obviously going to be some spoilers because you're starting at book 9 versus book 1, but in a small village in New York, Charley Davidson is living as Jane Doe, a girl with no memory of who she was or where she came from. So when she is working at a diner and slowly begins to realize she can see dead people, she's more than a little taken aback. Strangers still are the people entering her life. They seem to know things about her, things they hide with lies and half-truths. Soon she senses something far darker, a force that wants to cause her harm. She is sure of it. Her saving grace comes in the form of a new friend she feels she can confide in, and the fry cook, a devastatingly handsome man whose smile is breathtaking and whose touch is scalding. He stays close, and she almost feels safe around him. Dun, dun, dun. So, by the way, those chips that you all just saw, I ate them. I did not put them. See, I put some on the side. I popped a couple in my mouth, put them on the side. They did not make it into the brownie mix. They made it directly into my mouth, and they were great. Another thing that is great, other than the mystery, the fantasy, the paranormal, like those two. Anyway, other than that, like all really cool character development, personalities, a little bit of steaminess, trying to figure out who she is, like all of that is great. Something that made me literally laugh out loud to the point where like I almost peed myself a little. No lie, I'm 31 years old and it really almost happened. Were the headings of each of these chapters. So I bookmarked a couple and I told myself I wasn't going to do too many of them. Obviously that didn't work out that well, but we're going to read a couple because I just like, I have to, because they gave me the like legit LOLs. So every girl wants to be swept off her feet. It's when you put her in the trunk that she starts to freak out. Internet meme. I don't like making plans for the day because then the word premeditated gets thrown around the courtroom. Internet meme. That chunk of brownie dough mix also went right in my mouth. If only one of my personalities liked to clean the house. T-shirt. Friday. My second favorite F word. Also credited to a t-shirt. FYI, I do have a favorite F word. It's not Friday. And my second favorite F word would probably be, I don't know, fantastic. The first one's 4 letters. Give you all a great hint there. Okay, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. The 5 stages of waking up. Bumper sticker. I think it's great. Sorry, I really do. Signs you drink too much coffee. You don't sweat. You percolate. Internet meme. By the way, we're reading all of them now because I realized that we still have to get this brownie dough into the oven. So we have time. A lot of people are alive because I shed. Sorry, this is terrible. A lot of people are alive because I shed too much hair to get away with murder. Internet meme. And in case you haven't noticed, much like Darynda here, I wouldn't call it like a sick sense of humor, but I think someone actually called it once gallows humor. I don't know if that's appropriate either, but I definitely have some type of humor that's probably not for all ages or audiences. The brownies go in for 20 minutes, not 2,000 minutes. I just realized that you can't see the double dots in this picture. So yes, it is not called double dots. They're actually called a colon, FYI, but 20 minutes for the brownies. And that was a fast 20 minutes. So those are the quotes that start each chapter. Obviously, there's a lot more of them than what. Ooh. Okay, we're good. Than what I have read out loud, but they are fantastic. So to do a quick recap, this book is out of my normal genre. It is considered fantasy, paranormal. It does have some spicy moments. It also has a lot of humor, really awesome character development. I think that Charley Davidson is super witty, especially as she's trying to figure out who she is. So overall, I definitely would recommend giving this book a try. I think if you don't want to dive into a series, you could start at The Dirt on Ninth Grade, which is the one that we're reviewing right now, probably very distractedly, but we are doing it. You could start at this one. It's also cool because I live relatively, I've been to Tarrytown, which is where this specific book takes place. Like I've been to that area, so it's really cool to get to see like or visualize some of those things. Um, but you could start here if you didn't want to deep dive into a series and still get something out of this book. That's what I did. I did start back at number 1, and there are for sure some spoilers, but it's totally worth it, especially if I think this is a great book to read if your normal genre isn't necessarily paranormal or fantasy. Like I enjoy reading this book, and it was really intriguing, and I actually think it really opened my eyes up to something new, because I'm down to read the whole series. Like I said, shout out to my mom. She picked up number 1 from the library for me because her town had it and my town didn't. So my mom's the best. But yeah, so I hope you all made some brownies. I hope you all had a great time, or at least had some fun in this video. I hope that you guys check out The Dirt on Ninth Grave by Darynda Jones. I think that, you know, she has to be a pretty cool lady. Like after reading this book, I've decided that she's a cool lady. I've never met her. I've never spoken to her. I don't know anything about her other than what I read on the back of this title, or the back jacket, which is, you know, that she lives in New Mexico with her family, and she has a website. Her website, by the way, is www.daryndajones.com. So check her out, check her book out, make some brownies. I'll put the recipe on the bottom. My normal MO is to scratch make my brownies. But these came out pretty cool for something that wasn't even supposed to be necessarily brownies at the get-go. But it worked out. So check out our website, check out her website, and just enjoy some coffee, enjoy living your life, and enjoy some good reading. Bye, everyone.